Well, let's take a look at other commodity factors that we track here on the program, starting with the energy, how some of the energy stocks we track here on the program finished off on Wednesday. No movement on corn oil, Mobil, MRS, Seplat or Total, but notice that Forte Oil had a very strong green shoot yesterday with a volume of only 905,220 units exchanged by investors. We had a percentage change of 10.23 with a closing price of 62 naira 50 kobo. Owando dropped from the gains recorded on Tuesday to finish at 4 naira 71 kobo and a percentage change of 1.88% facing south and a volume of 1,722,434 units. At the end of the day, the gains recorded by Forte Oil was enough to push the index to winning ways. 1.13% year to date is at minus 6.7%. So we're still talking about the effects of the currency, the local currency to the naira, to the dollar, how it affects some segments of the market, and we're talking now about the real estate. Today, TSL, as I mentioned at the beginning of the program, will be holding a facts behind the offer of a 20 billion naira offer it had on the Nigerian Stock Exchange. So a lot is happening right now in that segment of the market. But what are the industry practitioners saying, and what are they doing? Are there any opportunities in a recession for the average Nigerian who wants to get into the market, maybe own a home, or maybe begin to make a down payment on owning a home? Let's talk to Udo Okonjo, who is the CEO and Managing Director of Fine and Country West Africa. Good morning to you, and thank you for joining me on the program.
Good morning.
So, owning a home in a recession, are there really any opportunities? I'm sure you listened to Ada a couple of minutes ago. She talked about the challenges that we continue to have in the foreign exchange market, the disparity that we're having at the interbank, that's official window, and of course the parallel market, which the regular Nigerian always visits anyway. But in terms of owning a home these days, even though it's not priced in dollar, are there any opportunities for Nigerians in owning a home at this time?
Well, I'll speak first to the issue of the disparity in terms of the exchange rate, because that's actually a big factor in the real estate market currently. What we found is you have the official rate and then you have the parallel market rate. But when it comes to real estate, certainly in the premium sector where some of it is still priced in dollars, there is a third rate, and that's called the negotiated rate. So, obviously because of that, disparity, there is a distortion in the market. But coming to your key question about where the opportunities are in a recession, I will start first from I would essentially be referring to the affordable segment of the market, or the low-income housing. Lagos State, recently launched a rent-to-own scheme for low-income workers. So there are opportunities in that segment for people who qualify to certainly get on the housing market through that. I think that's quite an innovative scheme for low-income earners. Certainly in the middle market, what we call the emerging, middle-class market, there are also opportunities, because even though the inflation obviously is affecting housing prices, and there's still a rising demand in that middle segment, because as you know, we're a developing country, and housing is a key requirement for pretty much every family. So you still have professionals looking to get onto the property ladder. Interest rate is still very high. Obviously, it mirrors the economy and it mirrors the inflation rates. And so we're still pretty much in a cash economy as far as the real estate sector is concerned. So the real opportunity will be with those developers who are offering the rent-to-own scheme. Some of them are beginning to be innovative in that area, creative, in the outskirts of Lagos, going out into Ogun and various other locations. Indeed, even in the center, in the previously what you would refer to as the premium locations, people are also being flexible. So, and most of the pricing has not been adjusted upwards to reflect the rising inflation. So therein actually lies an opportunity. Because of the depressed economy and the recession that we've been in, developers do not have the luxury to actually increase their prices.
But then it's not even affordable. It's still not affordable.
Well, affordability, as you know, is actually depends on the context. Even in the low, the middle to the high, there is the question of affordability, because in the premium market where Fine and Country operates, even affordability is a major concern. If you go down Ikoyi, Victoria Island, Oniru, even Lekki, there's a lot of vacancies. So that speaks to the concept of affordability. So clearly, any property owner that wants to get results would need to reflect where the market is, which is a contracted market. Coming to the middle market, affordability is also key. But I'd rather refer to it as value point rather than affordability, meaning that property owners, developers, investors need to start looking at what is considered valuable by those who want to get onto the property ladder. So you see a lot of these estates supposedly targeted at mid-income earners or indeed low-income earners, and they're putting in all these fancy features and facilities. Perhaps we need to go back to the basics, where you provide a good environment, good infrastructure, and perhaps we don't need the swimming pools, the lawn tennis courts, and some of those leisure facilities that actually increase, one, the cost of maintenance when the properties are eventually delivered, or indeed even the cost of actually delivering. So it's really more about finding out what the buyers actually value and developers beginning to work towards those basics. Because, I mean, everybody has to adjust, and if you don't reinvent, then you basically will not get any results in this market.
In terms of reinventing, and you being a practitioner in the industry, what are the key issues, of course, that the industry is facing at this time, apart from the fact that you can't readily get buyers right now to come in to buy some of the homes already on the market?
Well, in terms of opportunities, and I'll refer to the challenges, the opportunities is the fact that you have now the capital expenditure with infrastructure, which is actually creating an opportunity for people to begin to move outwards. Because once you have connectivity, then everyone doesn't have to be in the center of Lagos. You can actually go out to the outskirts. But in terms of challenges, tightening is still an issue. The taxes, the multiple taxes that people are subject to, the cost of acquiring and perfecting the title of a property is still a major concern. So if that is dealt with, and certainly we have better infrastructure and accessibility, connectivity to far-flung areas, then, you know, you could have people literally live in Ogun State, in Isheri, and, you know, other locations and commute into Lagos. So transportation, connectivity, those are issues.
All right, Udo Okonjo, thank you so much for coming on the program today. Udo Okonjo is the CEO of Fine and Country West Africa.
Thank you.
Our Business Morning continues in just a moment. Stay with us.